Welcome back to the deep dive. You know, when you sent in these slides, I was really drawn to those incredible forest visuals you've got.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's clear you've been exploring ecological communities, and well, today we're going to dive even deeper.
Sounds good.
We'll uncover those hidden connections, the power struggles, and the surprising ways species depend on each other.
It's a whole drama playing out right in our backyards.
Right, like a soap opera.
Exactly. And it's fascinating because, you know, it's not just about individual species, right?
Yeah.
It's about how they come together, forming these complex, ever-changing communities.
Exactly. And your first slide
Yeah.
really nails that definition of community ecology. It's
Uh-huh.
all about how species interact within a specific area. But
Right.
what's really cool is how those interactions shape everything.
Oh, yeah.
You know, from where species live to how many of each species exist.
Absolutely. Like an intricate puzzle.
Yeah, where each piece is, well, crucial.
It's not just a random mix of plants and animals.
Yeah.
It's a system driven by these interactions. A carefully orchestrated system, really.
Okay, now this is where it gets even more interesting. Ecological succession.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a great visual on slide 2,
Mhm.
and it reminds me of those home makeover shows.
Uh-huh. Okay.
But, well, for nature,
I like that.
imagine a volcanic eruption,
Oh.
leaving behind, nothing but hardened lava or a glacier, slowly retreating,
Yeah.
exposing bare ground.
Right.
That's primary succession, starting from scratch.
It is. It's incredible. And from this barren landscape, life begins to take hold.
I love it.
And it starts with those tough pioneers, like the microbes, the lichens and mosses you've got on slide 6.
Okay.
They're the first ones brave enough to colonize this harsh environment, slowly breaking down rock and creating soil for other plants to take root.
They're like paving the way for
Yeah.
this new community to emerge.
Exactly. And over time, that community transforms,
Okay.
going through these stages,
Mm-hmm.
until it reaches what we call a climax community.
Okay.
Stable, mature ecosystem.
Got it. Like an old growth forest?
Yes,
Yes.
with its towering trees and all the diversity below.
You've captured that beautifully on slide 4, by the way.
Thanks.
But even these seemingly stable communities are shaped by competition.
Right.
Right. Slide 3 dives into how limited resources, lead to these fascinating, sometimes cutthroat relationships.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a constant battle for food, water, sunlight, space.
It really is. Think of it like a city, a bustling city where everyone wants the best resources.
Oh, I like that.
And this competition, it shapes the structure of the community.
Okay.
Who thrives, who struggles, who disappears.
It's survival of the fittest on an ecological scale.
You got it.
And these interactions can be, pretty intense.
Oh, yeah.
We've got predation, where one species hunts another, competition, where they're fighting for the same resources.
Right.
And then there's mutualism,
Right.
where species actually team up.
Yeah. They do. They do. And each type adds another layer of complexity to the community, creating this delicate balance that's always in flux.
So speaking of balance, let's talk about those unsung heroes. The Keystone species.
Love it.
You've highlighted them on slides 5 and 7,
Yeah.
and they're like the VIPs.
The VIPs, that's right.
Of the community,
Yeah.
They might not be the most abundant,
Uh-huh.
but their impact is huge.
It's true. They hold the whole ecosystem together.
Okay.
And losing a keystone species,
Yeah.
that can be devastating.
Okay.
Take, for example, those adorable sea otters, right?
I love sea otters.
They have a huge appetite for sea urchins.
Oh, okay.
And by keeping that urchin population in check,
Yeah.
they indirectly protect entire kelp forests.
Wait, so these cuddly creatures are basically what, guardians of the kelp forest?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Because kelp forests provide food and shelter for so many other species,
Oh, wow.
creating this vibrant underwater community.
Okay.
But if the sea otters disappear,
Yeah.
the urchins explode in population, they decimate the kelp,
Oh, no.
and suddenly you've got this domino effect that ripples through the whole ecosystem.
I never realized how much impact just one species could have.
It's huge. It really highlights how interconnected these communities are, like a delicate web, and removing even a single thread can have these far-reaching consequences.
Wow, that's powerful.
And that brings us to a really important question.
Okay.
What determines which species thrive in a particular community?
Well, you've got a whole slide for that, slide 9.
Yeah,
And it seems like there's this complex web of factors at play.
it's true. Location is crucial.
Okay.
Think latitude, altitude, isolation.
Mm-hmm.
It all determines what can survive where.
Right. You can't grow a cactus in a rainforest.
Exactly. And then there are environmental factors,
Like what?
like temperature, rainfall, sunlight, nutrients.
Right. They create those specific conditions.
Yes. And of course, we can't forget the biological factors, the interactions between species, predation,
Yeah.
competition,
Yeah.
all constantly shaping the community structure.
So it's this constant dance between the environment and the living things in it.
It is.
And then, oh, there's us.
Oh, yeah.
Slide 10 paints this pretty sobering picture of industrial pollution.
It does.
It's a stark reminder that our actions are having this major impact on these delicate communities.
Yeah, you're right. We're changing things so fast through land use, resource consumption, and pollution.
Right.
The consequences are becoming more and more clear.
Yeah, and overfishing, for instance, disrupts those food webs we talked about.
Exactly, leading to imbalances and even collapses.
And then there's the introduction of invasive species.
Oh, right.
They can outcompete the native organisms.
They can. Throwing everything off balance is like, well, it's like a bull in a china shop.
Yeah, chaos.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we can't ignore climate change.
Of course not.
Shifts in temperature and precipitation are already affecting where things can live.
Right, and these changes are only going to intensify.
It's a lot to process, and it makes you wonder, where do we go from here? What can we do to protect these incredible communities?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
It is, and your slide 11,
Yeah.
it really gets at that by posing some thought-provoking questions for us to think about, like,
Right.
how do those keystone species
Yeah.
impact the overall health of an ecosystem?
Right.
I mean, we've seen how crucial they are.
Yeah,
But what are the ripple effects when they're gone?
it's true.
It's like that old saying,
What is it?
you don't know what you've got till it's gone.
Oh, yeah,
We need to appreciate these ecological VIPs before it's too late.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
your slide also asks about human actions.
Uh-huh.
You know, how they can impact species diversity negatively.
Right.
We've touched on it some,
Yeah.
but it's worth, really digging deep
Okay.
and understanding those consequences.
I think it's easy to feel overwhelmed by all of this, but we can make a difference.
Yeah.
Every action, big or small, has an impact.
I agree completely. Even,
Yeah.
simple things like sustainable products,
Right.
reducing our carbon footprint, supporting conservation.
Those all add up.
They do.
And speaking of making a difference, slide 11
Mm-hmm.
also asks for examples of symbiotic relationships in different ecosystems.
Right.
It's a great reminder that nature is full of these incredible partnerships.
It is. Symbiotic relationships are
Yeah.
fascinating examples of, well, the interconnectedness of life.
Right, like bees and flowers.
Exactly. Bees get nectar,
Yeah.
and they pollinate the plants.
Keeps them both going.
It does. It's a win-win.
Or how about the clownfish in the sea anemone?
Oh, yeah. Classic.
The clownfish gets protection from predators within the anemone's tentacles, right?
Yeah. Oh.
And the clownfish, well, it helps keep the anemone clean and
Right.
even attracts food.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And these symbiotic relationships, they're everywhere. Oceans, mountains.
Everywhere.
There's a whole world of interactions out there.
And it all comes back to understanding community ecology.
It does.
The more we learn about these relationships, the better we can, protect biodiversity.
Well said. It's not just about the beauty of nature.
Right.
It's about recognizing, our interconnectedness
Mm-hmm.
and understanding the role we play.
I don't think you realized when you sent these slides in,
Yeah.
you were tapping into one of the most, crucial areas of study today.
That's true.
Community ecology is helping us understand how to protect the planet
Right.
and ensure a healthy future.
It's both fascinating and important.
Yeah.
The deeper we go,
Mm-hmm.
the more we realize how interconnected everything is.
Right. And this deep dive
Yeah.
wouldn't be complete without challenging you, our listener,
Right.
to think about the communities in your own backyard.
What's in your backyard? Exactly. What symbiotic relationships can you observe?
Yeah. What are the keystone species in your area?
How are human actions impacting things?
These are important questions to consider.
They are. They connect us to the bigger picture,
Yeah.
and they empower us to make a difference.
Okay.
Understanding community ecology,
Yeah.
we can advocate for, responsible environmental practices,
Right.
contribute to a more sustainable future.
It's not just about scientists.
It's not.
It's about all of us playing a role in protecting this amazing biodiversity. We're all part of this giant web,
Yeah.
and each thread, no matter how small,
Right.
plays a vital role.
Exactly. And that's what makes understanding this community ecology so crucial.
Especially now.
Right. As our impact grows,
Yeah.
we need to be, well, more aware of the consequences
Mm-hmm.
of our
That we
action.
need to make informed choices to protect that balance.
So, to you listening out there,
Yes.
I want to leave you with this
Yep.
this challenge.
Right.
Take a moment.
Okay.
Look around.
Your local environment,
Mhm.
what are some of those fascinating relationships?
Yeah, what can you observe?
What are the keystone species calling your area home?
Yeah, what about human actions?
How are they impacting things right outside your window?
It's a fascinating exercise, really. You might be surprised by what you find.
In the most unexpected places.
Even your backyard could be, well, teeming with ecological drama.
And remember, we all have that power to
Mhm.
make a difference.
We do. By understanding community ecology
Right.
and advocating for, responsible practices
We can help ensure a thriving future,
for all species.
including our own.
That's right.
Thanks for diving deep with us today.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time,
Yeah.
keep exploring,
Keep learning.
keep those questions coming.
We love them.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.